It's your boy Domination. This is back in the base. You're gonna do this how we do it, Texas, baby. I'm gonna do again. Now all the bass, 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 oh, bass go good. Oh, good. Oh, the bass go good. Oh, the bass go good. It's right back in the basic. Chugging the deuces how we do it, Texas, baby. My other back. You know what it is. What it is. What it is. What it is. Real man rise up. Fake man rise down. Real woman rise up. Fake woman rise down. Real woman rise up. Fake woman rise down. Right the word preacher. And today's topic we're going to talk about today is I want to talk about Latin America. I really want to talk about this. Latin America. Do you think a Latin America, not Latin America, Latin culture? Do you think a Latin America is a culture, or is it ethnicity, like white and black? Is a color, just like white and black and Latino is a color, just like Asia is a color, even Middle East and even Native America is a color. They, even though they come from three richer races, the Caucasus, the Negroid, the Mongoloids. And reason why I want to talk about Latin America culture, because you look at these flags like Mexico, Brazil, Puerto Rico, and Colombian, and you know, these countries like that, they part of Latin America in some ways. If you really think about it. Even Haiti, even Jamaica, even though it's not it's kind of like America, like Colombia. Colombia is like islands for all the island people. Do you think Aladdin is a culture? Is because Aladdin is a culture in some ways. It's not a race. It's like ethnicity, like black and white and Asian and a lot more. But I really want to talk about this because people have been saying for years that Aladdin is not a race. It's a certain ethnicity, like any other color. Now, let's say like Latins, they are brown. They're not black. They're not white. They're brown. But where do you think these Latin people come from? Spain, other side of from Europe. The first Latino language is Italian. A lot of people don't know that, but the Tal for short, Tal language, come from the Romans, Roman Empire, who run those lands from Spanish countries. I mean, even for a Mexico example, a lot of people think that Mexicans, or you know, especially my mother and my father, they always think every Latino people are Mexicans. I told my mother and father millions of times, they're a part Latinos. It ain't just Mexicans. You got Puerto Ricans, you got Colombians, you got Brazilians, you got Cubans, you got all these other parts of Latin countries. But not only that, some Latins are white Latins, some are black Latin or Asian Latin, you say, or Native American or Middle East. What I'm saying to this, you know, as in all these parts that Latin country has been colonized, like European, like Africa, like Native in Asia. All these other countries been colonized for the colonies who run those type of lands, especially in Mexico, crossing the border, especially Brazil. If you go to Brazil, I would say Brazil is probably like, I don't know, percent of blacks. I would say it's like no, it ain't 15, it's more than that. I would say 35% or 47% or maybe 58% blacks up there. And I would say 72 or 78% or 95% or 96 is a lot of Europeans and Brazilian. Especially if you go to Brazil. Brazilians, they Portuguese. They Latin, but they not Spanish like Mexicans. Like Puerto Ricans. Puerto Ricans, like me, I'm Puerto Rican myself, you know, in certain ethnicity. Puerto Ricans mixed with European, African, and Native American Indian. I mean, if you look at that, it's the same thing. Mexican, same thing. You know, same thing. Brazilian. If you look at Colombia, Colombia is the same damn thing. Look at all these states. Don't they look just much the same? But they look at different colors, different design of color of the flag. Especially that one look like Texas. that Chiqui, something like that, is a Latino country. All these Latinos, not all Latinos are Latino. Like Colombian is speak Pig Latin. You know, this is why I told my mother and my father, you got to ask Latino what part Latin they is, because you can't say all Latins are Mexicans, because Mexicans I mean, not all, they can't say all Latins are Mexicans, because other Latin people, they get pissed off if they confuse with Mexicans, because Mexicans look dark brown or browner. Puerto Ricans look like peanut butter, putter pea and butter color, and so is Colombia is a different color, and so is Brazilian. Brazilian look a dark caramel and white caramel. It's like that. I can't explain it. Cubans, man, they're Cuban been colonized, and if you look at Cuba, look at their food, their language, all that stuff, especially Puerto Ricans, Brazilian, and Mexican. Mexicans are not islanders. Mexicans are crossing the border. Like any other Latino, but especially Mexico. All these other Latinos are islanders or part of Caribbean, even Jamaica, even Haitian, even Trinidad. Now, Jamaica is like West Indies language. Trinidad is kind of like the same thing. I'm not for sure. And I would say that Haiti speak Creole French. You would think Creole is the same thing over there in New Orleans, and French is a part of either side of France ever since, like, a part of French was being invaded, something like by Britain or one of those parts of come ever since Christopher Columbus come to those lands. Even before he discovered Egypt and Africa and Europe and a whole lot more. I don't know how true that is, but like I said again, do you think a Latino is a race or is ethnicity? Because it's always about Latino culture. Well, the first thing you think of Latino culture, you think of salsa, you think of reggaeton, you think of with shaking pom pom real. You could think of that drum, but it comes from the African influence. Let's be honest, and European influence. Well, that European and sitting and display superiorment, you would say, and some Latino inferiorment from the blacks. Because let's be honest, some have been Asian in persuasion of the culture. But like I said again, when you think of Latino people, you think of Daddy Yankee. You think of, ooh man, I forgot, about these characters. I forgot this one guy. I think he a Mexican play Yo Mama. Yeah, he's Mexican. When you think of Mexican, when you think of Latinos, you think of people from. There's a lot of Mexican population, especially 38.5.2% population here, especially out here in Texas. And there's a lot of fine Latino women. Yeah. And go to New York, there's Puerto Rican's population and even Dominican, and the other side from somewhere from high Highland Heights or something like that. When you go to or where the Puerto Rican or Spanish Harlem, or you could say in the Bronx. When you go to Miami, you see nothing but Cubans. You see Haitian, you see Puerto Ricans and Mexicans and all that other stuff, but mostly is Cubans, like little Havana all the way to Cuba. When you think of like Mexico population is here in Texas and California, and some of Phoenix, Arizona, and it could be Miami as well, and sometimes New York. But mostly population, I would say Texas and California. But one thing, I can't think all the Latino actress, man, like Ricky, not Latino actress, but not only Latino actress, but and actors of especially fellas that like Ricky Ricardo and Jessica Alba. Yeah, she's Latino. And is so much more. When you think of Latino culture, man, without Latino people, it wouldn't be pinata. Especially when it comes to candy. When the birthday party for kids. When you think of Latino, you think of Oh boy, when they speak speaking language barrier, especially speaking Spanish. You know, especially my grandmother's side of the family. Not only that, she Puerto Rican, she was black, she was German, and she was she's Cherokee, Native American. You would thought she was passing white, pass pass a blurred white blurry white. You wouldn't believe it. My mother told me that. But I would say to this that when you think of Latino countries, every part of people come from Latin. Not everyone. If you part of these countries, then you part of Latin, and sort of except Jamaica, except Haitian. Some people say it's part of Latin America in some ways. Those two, and so is Trinidad in some ways, but they Caribbean island, and so is the Barros. That's where Rihanna from. It's kind of like Latin America, kind of like Black America, or simply Islander in some ways, and so is Asia and all the rest of the countries. Black, white, Latino, black, white, and Asian part of Latin countries, they kind of brown. But like I said again, we all come from one race of people and one race of human race. Because without Puerto Ricans, it wouldn't be no of certain Latins in America and in the rest of the world, rest of the country, and support immigrants, not legal immigrants, but support immigrants for they could be a first American citizens to born in this country. But they can come in the country as long as they be American citizens. I feel like people should go this country everything they want, as long as they ain't hurt nobody. 'Cause a lot of people forget, immigrants built this country. There was Europe immigrants, there was African immigrants, there was Asian immigrants. So there's no different from Latino immigrants. And it's been alienated an element of laws against Latinos. And because of that, they want to blame them. They do the same thing against whites and blacks and Asian a lot more, even Middle East when it comes to religion. I think we don't need to be hate anybody. We got to love, embrace, and love one another as long as we have a love, embrace, and respect each other. Peace, one love. Latinos, put your L's up, put your stand up, because I could be part one too, just as much as you do. It's just like, it's like when Latinos put their L's up, it's just like pump your fists up. For all the Latinos, stand up, do your thing, and all that Latino brothers and sisters, because we are part of the same. Black, white, Latino, Asian, all above, even though we come from two parts different, because we all something that we got to relate to, something we got to relate it to. And that's all I can say about that, all right? It's your boy Domination. This is Back in the Base. Check the deuces, how we do text, baby. Until next time, all right? All right, peace and I'm out.